For an anime that has characters so powerful that half-powered ki blast could detonate the planet but never seem to do so, how the hell could they possibly be using their powers wrong? Excluding the OG Dragon Ball that had more of an action-adventure feeling to it, Dragon Ball Z and onwards is a full-on battle shonen anime. It is the godfather of the genre. Characters train, they get stronger, they have transformations, they punch and kick really hard and have world-shattering and destroying attacks. They can fly, they have insane durability when the plot demands it, and they're fast as hell. So how the hell is a battle shonen anime that has characters that possess these qualities possibly be using their powers wrong? Is this a dumb question? Is this video clickbait? Yes. And no. As a longtime Dragon Ball enjoyer, watching Dragon Ball Z before I even knew what the hell anime even was, Dragon Ball Z really had a lot of bullshit going on within it. I'm not saying anything groundbreaking, I know. With a quick YouTube search, you could find possibly tens of thousands of hours going over all the bullshit that has occurred. But recently, with the death battle featuring Metal Sonic and Cell, it really made me realize how pointless and underutilized a lot of characters' abilities are. And I'm not talking about the ones people always point to, like Goku reading minds and having telepathy and never going back to using it. I'm able to overlook a lot of bullshit, like how arcs like the Android Saga could have ended way earlier if not for shit like this. Or this.
I have ascended beyond the level of Super Saiyan.
But sometimes, my mind spends a little bit too much time focusing on the little things. And Frieza got that shit wrong being the Emperor of the Universe. Man literally could have had all of them Namekians in a sweatshop cooking up some heat for the universe. I've made this joke before, but Frieza really could have put the Namekians to better use. He would have made way more off of them for their hard labor than some simple genocide. Frieza could have kept most of them alive and just bust their ass working hard to make some fire-ass fits for the universe. Excluding the Dragon Balls, Namek was really a gold mine. Okay, this whole idea is a bit fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. So, I apologize. I do not condone the harming and imprisonment of fictional 2D drawings. Please forgive me. But I only mention all of that to talk about Piccolo for a sec. When I think of Piccolo outside from showing up late in movies to nearly getting immediately fucked up, and him always trying to look cool off to the side, the man, like other Namekians, got that genie magic. No lie, if I could have one ability from Piccolo, it isn't the special beam cannon, it's not the damn Hellzone grenade, it's not looking cool, it's not turning into a giant or regenerating lost limbs. None of those powers are practical in real life. But you know what is? Making some fire-ass fits with my mind. If I think it, I can make it. I understand just wanting to wear your comfy fits all the time, but the man could have at least changed it up for each arc. Even Vegeta ditched his Saiyan armor in the Buu saga, although he really just had the same fit on. It was just without the chest piece, and he cut his sleeves off. Anyway, if you think I'm glazing this clothes ability because it's insignificant, the only other people I'm sure are capable of doing this are the Kais. Fuck all of that other Guardian and Protector bullshit Supreme Kai was on. They're the drip gods, one of the few useful things they're good for. Off that alone, I gotta rank Piccolo higher than them. He's stronger than them and he has the same ability. It's no contest. But alas, it's a cool ability that comes off as trivial in an anime where big-ass explosions can lay waste to planets. Staying on topic of underutilized abilities like Goku reading minds and that telepathy bullshit, but to me an even more egregious example is Frieza and Cell having telekinesis and doing fuck all with it. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration considering how Frieza used his telekinesis to fuck up Goku early on in the fight and how he blew Krillin up. But to have a unique ability where mostly everything else are Ki Blasts with different names, he doesn't use it enough. Now, yes, the argument can be made that it wouldn't be as effective on opponents who are strong, which is why it works so well on Krillin and Goku during the Namek Saga, because of their low power levels. But if that's the case, what the fuck is Cell's excuse? Man literally only uses his telekinesis to make the ring. You're telling me Cell couldn't at least restrict his opponent's movements a little and then fuck them up? I'm not even talking about full-on paralysis either, like what Frieza did when he turned Goku into a soccer ball. Man could have crippled anyone at the time for a split second and land some critical blows. Hell, Cell could have done that to stop Tien from bitching him around. Once Cell achieved this perfect form, no one prior to Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 was gonna be able to fuck with him. I believe his telekinesis alone would have overpowered most of the Z fighters. But sure, Cell just wanted some friendly squabbles after all. Yeah, aight. Hell, Cell's literally part Frieza. Would have been funny if Cell did that same shit to Krillin first. No lie, every arc Krillin blowing up would have been a sick gag. Not like death had any real consequence in this show anyway, not with the Dragon Balls around. I find it funny how this level of telekinesis would be a busted ass power in some other anime, but in Dragon Ball here, it's just an afterthought. That shit is crazy, especially when you have no life like me and really sit down and think about shit like this. Going back to the whole magical element in Dragon Ball, because that's what closed beams or closed materialization is, I'm gonna go over the existence of Majin Buu, because Super really pissed me off in this regard. And now this is the part of the video where I stop making stupid jokes and start really... oh my god, this is gonna be a rant. Off rip, that pink bubblegum f*** was outside working miracles like Jesus Christ, curing the blind and shit. God knows what else he can do. Forget the Dragon Balls, this fucker right here could possibly cure diseases. Buu could end world hunger. If he recalibrated his chocolate and sweet beam into some chicken and potato beam, he really could have been outside feeding the poor. Seriously, forget fighting. No one else on Earth has more potential to be the most helpful outside of Bulma than Majin Buu. But all of that to the side, ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Ball enjoyers and haters, Majin Buu is the quintessential example of why I typically yawn at powerful characters. Because when you create them in a story, you can easily back yourself into a corner, which then forces you to bullshit all over the damn place. Like a newborn pup with diarrhea, and then I gotta pretend I don't see it. In what world would anyone want to see Roshi in a tournament of power over Majin Buu? Because if there's seriously one of you out there, I honestly believe that you shouldn't volunteer yourself to be stoned. Look man, this right here was one of the nastiest pump fakes I've ever seen in Dragon Ball. Buu trained and came out looking like your friendly neighborhood Super Buu without all the evil intent, but then went into a state of deep sleep? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? All just for a joke? Are we serious? And this is the bullshit I'm talking about. You know Majin Buu is an overpowered character that would make the Tournament of Power look like a joke with his abilities. The reason this is an issue is because everyone else who joined the Tournament of Power on Earth, all of their stats went up because the plot demands it. So naturally the same would have to happen to Majin Buu, a character who was already one of the strongest behind Gohan and Goku at the end of Z. So yes, if you give this dude right here more time to get stronger, there is no believable stakes involved in an anime that already has no believable stakes. And if that's already the case, just go ahead and include him. Majin Buu would have made a joke of this tournament. At the very least, he could have just been there to be a tank and just tire everyone out. But because of all of this, the overpowered character who would have reduced the runtime of the Tournament of Power by at least half the episodes was not involved. Shit like this only reinforces the trope of the bad guy becoming weak when they join the heroes. It's shit. I would have preferred Majin Buu being like, nah, I'm Dr. Buu now, and he and Mr. Satan just went around healing people as his new calling. I'd have been down for that explanation more than him falling asleep. And all for a pump fake nasty ass joke. If you're gonna treat your overpowered character like this, then why even make them this overpowered in the first place? And understand this, Dragon Ball isn't the only one doing this sort of bullshit either. Look man, you create this powerful juggernaut of a character who isn't Goku or Vegeta, and then proceed to sideline him because him being involved would make arcs. Man, I'm outta here y'all.